Hey, this is Donnie Kerr. This Tech and 10 is going to be an introduction to using Codex, which is a cloud-based software engineering agent by OpenAI. And inside of Centric, we were kicking around different ways of doing app modernization, taking some legacy application that's outdated, has bugs in it, doesn't have any unit testing or anything in it. How do you take these older apps and modernize them using agents? They're really great at this. And so one of the tools I wanted to try was this new cloud-based software engineering agent. What's unique about that is it's not a GitHub Copilot, it's not a Windsurf, it's not a Cursor. These more systems that require an IDE. So I like this one because it's completely cloud-based. Every time you have it do a task for you, it will spin up a container in this platform, run the code, execute it, create a PR, do all these things for you just within the browser. So it's pretty awesome. So if you want to go to OpenAI to get information about Codex, it has a nice website here. But think about a cloud-based software engineering agent that can work on many tasks in parallel. It's powered by the Codex One model, and it's available in ChatGPT. I'm using it in my Plus account, but you can also get it on Enterprise and Teams. It has some nice videos in here about it, talking about how it works, some statistics on the performance of the model, these kind of things. But what I wanted to show you was, I have this repo here. Intentionally, this is a very outdated application in something that's called Power Builder. So back even when before the space station was constructed on the space shuttle, we had Power Builder applications, and they're very old, very outdated, and it's a database system for tracking commissions and compensation in general. You can see all this code in this repo, how the commissions are calculated and so forth. Anyway, I didn't write this application. I don't know much about it at all, but I wanted to see what Codex would do with it. So I put it out here in my GitHub repo, and I connected Codex to it. So this is Codex, real simple, easy to use interface. Just ask you, what are we coding next? And you can describe the task you want the agent to do. First, before you even get into that, you go to environments here, and I created an environment that connects to that repo I just showed you. It's real simple to set up. It authenticates using your GitHub credentials. It gives permission. You give permissions for Codex to access that repo. It's all using your single sign-on and so forth. So it's still very secure, and it will access this repo here. So the first thing I did was in this app modernization world that I'm talking about here. First thing you want to do is I ask it to review the code and document the application requirements. So take a look at this old legacy code, reverse engineer it basically into a set of requirements. Those requirements then can be used to convert the application into a new, more modern stack. So I ask it to review the code in the repo, generate a set of functional requirements. It did a beautiful job of saying, hey, this is a Power Builder application, these types of files. It gives a summary of what it does, commission entry, payroll interface, currency validation, etc. So it basically says, here's what this, these are the functional requirements for this application. It's really awesome. You just point it to it and it'll document the requirements. So now the agent knows what the application is. It's reviewed it. It knows all about all the code. And we go back, and the next task I asked it to do was recommend an architecture to replace the Power Builder um, application with a more modern stack. So I'm actually, as a human, collaborating with this agent to kind of strategize on what the proposed architecture would be. So it comes back, it says what the application is, and then it comes up and recommends um, an architecture for it. So it's pretty nice. So once I had that architecture, I said, I kind of like that. So let's proceed to the next step. And I said, I prompted it, says, okay, come up with a development plan to convert this this legacy Power Power Builder application to convert it into the new architecture. So it comes back with all the steps it would take: define the target architecture, break down the modules into units, um, run these tasks in parallel. So the key thing with Codex is I can have an agent working on the business logic, the data processing, and the user interface all at the same time. I just have it trigger tasks that go off and run those in parallel. And then, so they're like, I'm delegating a task to an AI engineer instead of a human engineer. And it's going to go off and do these, it's going to create unit tests, it's going to do these other tasks. Here's the list of the tasks it's going to execute. And so roughly 10 to 15 parallel tasks. Very cool. And so then I said, well, okay, well, let's just start slow. Recommend the first task that we should do. It recommended the first task was simply create a README file that describes this is a repo of a legacy Power Builder application, and the fact that we're migrating it to the new architecture. So after it executes that, let me go back and show you something. What it does is it creates a pull request for that in your repo, and then just like a human would, you can go off and incorporate. You're the human in the loop. You have control using the PR system to take what the agent did and accept it in a pull request. So it's not like it's updating your code without your permission and so forth. Um, so back to this. So now I've got a feel for how it's going to do this. It's going to create this README file, and then I committed that to the repo. Now I said, okay, now what are the next 5 tasks that we should work on? So I'm kind of not saying go do a broad sweep of the entire application and rewrite it for me. I'm kind of walking through just so I can learn how we collaborate with each other. So and you can see over here in the chat, you know, I didn't realize, but in order for it to install dependencies, I had to enable internet access. And it told me that, hey, I need to access the internet to install Flask um, and Python Flask dependencies. And it did that, and then it updated the, all these files, generated a new app in Python, and so forth. Very cool. So really, the new architecture, I forgot to mention, is Python with a Flask API with a new SQL Alchemy database. That's the new stack that it's rewriting that code in. Before it was just a monolithic Power Builder application. So it's doing a separation of concerns. It's creating these all um, for me, and it created all these file changes. And I can go ahead and view the pull request that it did. So it's going to switch the Flask app to a SQL Alchemy back storage. It's adding test. It adds test in there as well. Uh, does everything, and I can just go ahead and merge it and so forth if I think it's good. So again, the whole time I'm having this conversation with it, it's updating code and creating PRs for me. So to recap this 10-minute video, you can have it modernize an application by reviewing the code, generating requirements, recommending a proposed architecture, which you can collaborate on in the chat window, and it does a development plan, lets you know what it's going to do, what it recommends. Then you can start firing off different tasks for it to do. And the whole time, these are all running in parallel. So if I wanted to say go build the front end, um, I can type in go build the front end, and it'll go off and run it. I can say go build the back end, it'll go off and run it. It'll just keep adding tasks to this list, and you can walk away, come back 30 minutes later, and it'll be done. You can click on it and say open up PR and take a look at what it's done, and it's just amazing. It's incredible to see this in action. Give it a try.